SABC News. Now, our society embraces the legacy of Nelson Mandela. Today, many organizations, big and small, are doing their bit to preserve the legacy of our great struggle icon, as well as changing the lives of those around us. Now, the Zoleka Mandela Foundation and the Ichikowitz Family Foundation, they're joining forces this year as they also pay homage to Mandela's humanitarian heritage. Now, I was supposed to be joined by Zoleka Mandela, but she couldn't make it. Oh, well, she's uncontactable, as we've been told right now. But I got Ruby Ichikowitz from the Ichikowitz Family Foundation. A very good morning to you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us about this joining of forces with the Zoleka Mandela Foundation. What is the outlook? What are you guys seeing?
So as the Ichikowitz Family Foundation and through our hashtag #I'mConstitution Foundation, we're continuing a partnership that we've had with the Zoleka Mandela Foundation to really embrace Madiba's legacy, to launch a call for citizen action, and collectively we believe that they've identified some very key and important needs in society that we're focusing on together, and collectively we are calling on to the greater community to join us in this call.
What are those shortcomings that you are seeing that you would like to address almost immediately in our society?
So the Zoleka Mandela Foundation has identified a secondary school in Orlando West, and strikingly there are no chairs for the desks. The library needs to be rebuilt and refurbished and restocked, and we're facing a major problem with teenage girls that for 1 week of the month they cannot attend school because they don't have access to sanitary towels.
Yeah.
And when you add up the statistics, it's really frightening to consider that 25% of the school month you cannot attend school. So we're aiming to help with that.
Now, as a young South African, what does this day mean to you on a sort of deep personal level?
So on a deep personal level, I think it's a day that we can reflect on the amazing legacy of what Madiba stood for, of his amazing humanitarian outlook, how his struggle wasn't for him, but it was for the collective. And today, we need to look at the collective. We need to see what all of our past leaders stood for. We need to learn from all of them, and together we need to be able to come together. We need to realize that it's our responsibility. It's not necessarily only government's responsibility to take our country forward. It's our responsibility to make every day a Mandela Day. It's not good enough to once a year bring these issues into focus. Every day and every month needs to be Mandela Day.
Now, we've seen the rise of youth activism, if one can call it that, in South Africa in recent times. Fees must fall, a couple of other hashtags doing the round. Now, how do you think the great man would view what's been happening amongst young people of all races in South Africa the last year or so?
I think he'd be encouraging of it. I think that what we've seen is a resurgence of passion and in confidence within ourselves of the youth. We're not feeling disenfranchised anymore, and we can see that we need to take the action to see the change that we want to see. If Mandela would be proud, I hope, of student activists who are standing for what they believe in, who are not accepting outcomes that might be set for them, and that's exactly what he did during his time.
Now, the Family Foundation, of course, you guys are right on top of the #I'mConstitution campaign, the hashtag that's on your T-shirt. Tell us a little bit about that within the sort of context of how young South Africans need to understand they have a duty to interact a little bit better with the Constitution.
So we identified that many young South Africans actually don't understand or know about the Constitution enough. And with the 20-year commemoration of the Constitution, we decided to launch this campaign. And as young South Africans, we need to know how to live it, how to embrace it, and how to let the Constitution enable us to be positive about our country. Let it enable us to find the ways to collectively embrace everyone and to take us forward. And it brings into light many issues that we might be facing, but it also brings many solutions.
Yeah, the Constitution's born out of the Freedom Charter, and do you think that this kind of information is so readily available? Why do you think we have this struggle with almost understanding our rights?
I think it's due to a lack of education, and while we might know about the idea of the Freedom Charter, we don't necessarily know each individual point. And what's also important to know is with our rights, we have our responsibilities.
Yeah.
And I think as the youth, we need to understand that the way of actually enacting our rights and being able to be facilitated by the Constitution is by each one of us collectively engaging with our responsibilities, and that's how we hope that we can drive change.
We're asking our viewers today, Ruby, we asked them the question around Mandela Day. Are we on this day, when we reflect, when we're honest with ourselves, are we living up to the legacy of Nelson Mandela? What do you think?
I think that we are. I think that as a collective society, we have not forgotten where we come from. I hope that we haven't forgotten where Mandela would have liked us to be.
Yeah.
And I think that if we reflect and if we compare to our history, I'm hugely positive about our country and where we are, and a lot of that is because of Mandela.
It's great to hear that from a young voice in South Africa. Give me a quick message out there for we're broadcasting across the continent, really, to every South African watching all over the continent, into the Middle East. What's your message to them on this day today?
My message is, let's be inspired by Tata Madiba. Let's be inspired by his struggle for us to be able to live our Constitution. Now is our time to take what he fought for and his comrades fought for so many years. Let us embrace it and let us live it.
Ruby, I thank you for joining us today. Ruby Ichikowitz from the Ichikowitz Family Foundation, telling us it's about a little bit more than just 67 minutes. Let's try and make it go a little bit longer throughout the rest of the year. Thank you.
Thank you.